The biggest mistake in Doom the Dark Ages is that they don't let you pet your dragon friend. Like, come on guys, it's 2025. I want to pet the big, scary, fire-breathing dragon. But here's 15 tips, mistakes, things to know, stuff that I learned whilst 100%ing Doom the Dark Ages. Let's go! We shall start with some settings to change, but as always, let me know in the comments down below any tips and tricks that you have. So there's plenty of settings to tweak just on the difficulty itself if you're finding the game too easy or too hard, especially those parry windows. Parrying is super critical in Doom the Dark Ages with your shield, so making sure that you find that sweet spot between it either having a small window or a large window is perfect to really make the experience a little bit easier for yourself. Now, a couple of things I would change. Firstly is the auto sprint. Just in the settings here, you can enable this so you are always sprinting. You don't have to press the sprint button or hold it down with a controller. It absolutely makes a difference, helping you avoid projectiles, as well as just when you're exploring, you don't have to hold down that button because you're going to do a lot of walking around, picking up gold and what have you when you're just outside of combat here as well. The other must change setting is the threat detector. Now, I'd recommend to turn this at least to parryable only. You can put this all the way so you can see all the projectiles, but parryable only is definitely something that I would change. So what this will mean is that any parryable attack that's outside of your field of vision, which happens all the time because demons are coming at you from all directions, you'll get now an indicator to show that there is something that you can turn around and parry. This really does make a difference, especially when you've got those melee characters that dive on you or any of the range characters that throw these green projectiles at you. It definitely helps to make sure you can parry as many attacks as possible and keep yourself alive. Now, a hugely important tip for this game is a little bit different to the previous modern Doom games, is that the secrets and like finding the secrets is much more, I wouldn't say required, but definitely well worth doing because of the progression mechanics that are in Doom the Dark Ages. Now, a lot of these secret areas will contain gold, which is that first currency you need for upgrading your gear, as well as rubies and wraith stones. Wraith stones are the highest tier level that you'll need to get the final upgrade for all of your weapons. What I would recommend to do on every level basically is regularly check the map to see if there are any secrets like the question marks that are listed or any locations that are on the map that you haven't actually gone to yet. Sometimes secrets won't actually be marked. You'll have to go over there and physically investigate the area. A really good habit to get into when you are going through the chapters is when you see like that little door symbol that indicates that you're going to move to like the next section of that chapter, that means that you can't actually return to that current area or location. Before you cross that door threshold, make sure you bring up the map and scan everything. Make sure that you've explored the whole area, found all the secrets and everything like that. It's also a good indicator because sometimes you'll come across these secrets that you just honestly can't figure out how to access them. In most cases, you might just need to progress through like that chapter just that little bit further and you'll unlock something or like a new area, whatever, that will then allow you to go back and reveal that secret. But if you see that door symbol, you know that you've definitely missed it. Like, you'll have to go back and figure it out. You can't go back to those areas once you cross those doors. And if you do see that other door that has like the arrow going through it, that means that's the end of the chapter door. So you definitely can't return after that point. But before we talk about what you do with those progression items, let's look about the enemies and their weaknesses and everything. So enemies actually do have weaknesses. Like, for example, the shield soldiers with the plasma shields, their shields will explode if you hit them with the plasma accelerator or the cycler. Enemies with armor are highly affected by the chain shot, which does extra damage to armor. So have a read of the weapon descriptions, find out what their upgrades actually do and how they can best benefit you against certain types of enemies. A massive bonus in the Doom the Dark Ages is seriously your shield. Like, it's just an incredible device you can use to parry attacks. Once you get access to shield runes, you can add additional effects. Like in my case, I've learned a lot on the like holy daggers that shoot out when you do parry attacks, or even the auto turret I've used a few times. But also the shield is useful as you can throw it out. It not only slices through the fighter enemies, but it gets lodged into the larger enemies. This will essentially stun them, preventing them from attacking you. Fantastic if you want to get up close and personal with some of the demons that are typically beaten from range, or say if you've got those like spider demons that shoot things at you, it's much easier to then lodge the shield into them, prevent them from actually shooting you, so then you can take them out much more freely. And also, if you press like the block parry button when your shield is actually out, like you've thrown it, it will immediately return to your hand so you can parry something. Just a good tip to know that, say, if you've thrown the shield, it's not all over, you can quickly just call that back instantly to parry something if you do actually need it. The best weapons and upgrades in general is a little bit dependent on personal preference, but I do have a couple of things that I wanted to mention to you. In the early game, spend all of that gold and those rubies on your shield and your melee upgrades. There are 12 weapons to unlock in Doom the Dark Ages, and you're going to spend a lot of the game like unlocking those weapons. And I do recommend to upgrade your shield and your melee weapons first, because they'll be with you through that whole experience. Whereas, say if you dump all of your resources in upgrading the shotgun and then you find something that you like better, well, you've just wasted those resources unless you're going to return to the shotgun, right? Now, there is enough gold, ruby stones, and wraith stones to unlock every single upgrade in the game. If you 100% all the chapters, it will give you the exact amount. But if you're not planning to 100% all the chapters, or even just in the early stages, do focus on the shields, then the melee upgrades, and then a couple of, like, say, the weapons that you know that you absolutely want to use. Like for me, I really love the shredder, so I upgraded that very, very early. Now, when you are upgrading your weapons, you'll notice a lot of them have like an A or B option for different effects. Something to note about these, if you're not sure which one you like better, they can actually be swapped out at any time. You don't have to go to like the upgrade sentinel shrines in order to change these. You can simply just open up the menu, go to the weapon screen, hit select, and then you'll be able to select these settings on which one, say, you want to have active at that time. So if you can find the one that you like. A couple that I really liked that I do recommend to you, for the shotgun, the smelt upgrade for the additional armor packs that drop when enemies are burning is very useful, especially on the higher difficulties, just to keep you topped off with that little bit of extra armor. And for the shredder, another weapon that I lent into heavily because of its really good range, whereas a lot of the other weapons don't have as much range as the shredder, is the pin cushion upgrade. Now, this will do increased damage on the target that you are hitting when you explode the projectiles that you're hitting into it, whereas the other upgrade ricochets them off to other enemies and like hits them. That's less reliable in terms of your damage, because a lot of times you're going to be hitting that higher threat enemy. And if there's only one enemy as well, you want to maximize the amount of damage you're doing. But hey, you can just switch out that weapon effect at any time if you do want to change it depending on the boss fight that you're in. A couple of things that you'll only really notice if you're looking in the menus is the chapter missions. Every time you start a mission, get in the habit of opening up the menu, going to the little tick symbol and seeing what those chapter missions are. These can award you weapon skins, extra gold, rubies, all those great resources. So see what they are, and then a lot of the cases, like use a specific weapon on this like encounter, or defeat a certain amount of a certain demon in a certain way, or even just parry a certain demon a certain amount of times. Like they're not really typically very hard, but they are useful if you want to get those extra resources. Now, weapons also have mastery missions that you can view on that challenger screen. Once you have fully upgraded a weapon, you'll unlock its mastery mission. Typically, you just need to use like that weapon's effect a certain amount of times, and you'll then unlock the golden weapon skin for that weapon. Also, something to note here is that if you go through the chapters and say you miss secrets, or even you want to go back and complete some chapter missions, or even the weapon masteries, if you go back to previous chapters, you will have your full kit unlocked. So whatever weapons, etc. you've unlocked at that point, you can go all the way back to the first mission of the game and have all of that gear available to you right from the start if you just want to, say, farm some missions or the mastery missions in order to complete. There are also Slayer, Atlan Mech, and Mecha Dragon skins that you can change in the main menu. The Atlan Dragon and the Mecha Dragon, I think, are linked to like the deluxe upgrade right now, but the Slayer does actually have a various amount of skins depending on challenges that you complete during the game. You can view this in the extras section as well. But that is all I have for you today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching this video till the end. Thank you to our members for supporting the channel. My name is NorZZa, and I hope you have a great day.